Good afternoon. You have joined Inland Valley Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Hi, I am Lavana Asbell, President of IVAC. We are joined tonight with pure Black girl magic. We have our girl bosses. They ages are ranging from 10 to 16, 17 years old. And we are so excited that they are spending time with us this evening. Thank you for joining as well. We're going to have some great conversations. We're going to learn about some awesome businesses, and we're going to hear their personal stories of how they decided to take on the world as a CEO and a business owner. Again, this is now our third installment of IVAC's May Week. We hope to see you sharing. Make sure you share, hit that share button so you can invite all your networks on to join us tonight, but also for our future events. I'm going to turn it over to our very own soror, Meg Deloche, who will be our MC for this evening. Don't forget, type in the chat any questions you have. We're live on Facebook as well as on our Inland Valley DST YouTube channel. Meg?
Thank you. Thank you, SOAR President. Welcome, everybody. I am so excited and inspired by this group of young ladies. When we first came up with the idea, it was like, well, who do we know who's got a business? And then realized we knew a lot of young, dynamic African-American women who are doing their own thing. I've told so many people about this program, and older people are tuning in because everybody wants to know how you figured out how to put together a business so young. So welcome, ladies. Please do not be shy. We are here to hear how excellent you are. Tell us all about yourselves. Introduce first, please, Miss Avery Kelly.
Hi, my name is Avery Kelly. I am 13 years old. I am the CEO of Inspired Melanin Incorporated and Mocha Rights Incorporated. And I am so excited to be here, to be able to speak with the rest of you fantastic ladies. And I'm just so excited. So thank you so much.
Welcome. We'll go next to Journey.
Hi, everyone. My name is Journey Carter. I'm 17 and I'm the CEO of the Journey Collection. First and foremost, thank you guys for having me. And this is such a wonderful opportunity to be able to spread the love and my message of being different.
Wonderful. Amila, talk to us.
Hello, everyone. My name is Amila Charles, as you can see, and I wear so many different hats, but the hat I've had on for quite a while is sole proprietor, CEO, and founder of my own business, Curly Crowns Hair Care.
Awesome.
And I'm in the 11th grade, and I'm 16.
Fantastic. Cool. Ms. Addison?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Addison Ballone, and I am a 13-year-old filmmaker who is the CEO and founder of my film business, Director's Eye. I'm so excited to be here amongst these girl bosses, and I just can't wait to dive into this conversation.
Awesome. And talk to us, Lauren Jade, last but not least.
Thank you. My name is Lauren Jade. I am the CEO of Just Jade Organics. It is a nail polish company. And I'm just really excited and honored to have been a part of this. So thank you.
You guys are all so welcome. Here's my first question. And it might sound kind of rude, but I just want to be real. What made you think you could start a business? And I'm just going to mix it up or throw your hand in the air if you're ready to answer right away. I don't want to put anybody on the spot. But what made you think you could start a business?
All right, Lauren, I saw your hand go up. Lauren Jade.
What made me start a business is my parents are both entrepreneurs as well. So I've grown up being around, seeing them work hard, and they kind of pushed me in a sense, to go venture out to start my own company. They just wanted me to figure out my lane and what my passion could be. They always told me to find something that you enjoy doing so it doesn't feel like a job. And I enjoy beauty, cosmetics, and things like that. So it was just a smart idea for me to start my own nail polish company because I love painting my nails and stuff like that. So it was more of a parental force behind it and just them instilling that in me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lauren, Jade. We appreciate that. Addison?
Yes. So honestly, I started Director's Eye in 2020 during the pandemic. And I had always wanted to do acting, but I had to make a pivot. And I feel like filmmaking was something that I was really passionate about. I loved movies, and there were so many inspirations on the screen of young Black girls such as Marseille Martin and Yara Shahidi, and seeing different directors such as Regina King and just all these role models on the screen, even you, Meg Deloach, and it's just inspiring to see all those people. And I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it too. So that pushed me to start this business, Director's Eye. And like Lauren said, it was something that I enjoyed doing. So it didn't feel like a job. It felt like, my passion and something that was achievable.
Awesome. Amila?
Well, what motivated me and what made me stop doubting myself and find, my inner entrepreneur was when the pandemic first hit. And I know that, COVID and injustice was on the rise. And I wanted to help and aid in any realm that I could. So that's when I jumped into hair care because I saw that, a lot of products have chemicals and not all brands cater to men and women's hair care pain points and the diverse styles and beards and scalp and everything like that. So I wanted to continue to be a part of the force that helps, minority communities, Black and brown communities as a whole in cosmetics, on the front lines, just wherever. So that's what made me think I could do it because I saw a lot of people around me felt the confidence and having a higher purpose.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Avery?
Okay, so first off, I just want to say you guys are inspiring me just sitting here in my seat by listening to your stories. It's so great. So for me, I feel like I've always had an entrepreneurial spirit in my body ever since I was little, but I initially wanted to start my company. I started it when I was 11. And the reason that I wanted to be able to start it is because I just wanted to be able to uplift Black voices and just be able to share positive Black stories that I created, and hopefully in the future, some that other people have created too through entertainment. So that's overall how I really wanted to be able to start my company and how I continue to push to start it and be able to just continue doing it. So overall, it was a journey and it still is a journey. But overall, I think that's the main reason why I felt as if I should really start a business.
Fantastic. And Journey?
I was inspired by my mom. I've always with my mom when she would do her pitches, run her meetings, and just be a boss. So
Mention your mother is who your mother is, please.
my mom is Holly Carter, the CEO of the Relevant Entertainment. She's a not music supervisor, television management producer. So she inspired
Done
me
some
to be
great
a
stuff
boss.
that I know people have seen. So sorry, I didn't want to
Yes.
plug mom.
No. Yes, she's a great woman. So she was my image. She's what I wanted to become. So at a young age, I was like, I have to do something. I want to do something. So the bows was something I wore as a kid. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is cute. So I started making it, and that was my inspiration, just being behind my mom and loving everything that she did. And I'm here with these amazing women.
I also want to mention, because many of these ladies are multi-hyphenates. Journey is also an actress. And I hear, Addison, that you are, and I think that that's wonderful that you guys aren't placing limits on yourselves. I want you to talk to us a little bit about the process of putting your businesses together, deciding, some of you touched on it already, but deciding what business to pursue. And, was it hard in the beginning? What did you have to go through to make it happen? Were you worried about paperwork or, what have you? Just give us a little insight into how you went about doing this. Talk to us, Addison.
Okay, so with starting my business, I knew that I had the passion for filmmaking, but I had to figure out what the next step was. From there, I started making business cards. I made my own email. This was before I had social media. So my mom was posting about it, telling her friends about it, and Then I went on a Mommy and Me discussion with the Polished Pebbles Girls Mentoring Program, where one of my mentors, Dwayne Wilson, taught us about, not undervaluing ourselves and how to start a business at a young age. And from there, that really gave me the tools that I needed on what I needed to do to make my business successful. So after that, I then got on the Talk to Med call with you, and you really motivated us to get in contact and reach out to each other and work together because we are all on the rise. And so then from there, I made my social media accounts. I had my business logo. I made sure I followed all of my peers that wanted to talk to Med with us. And from there, I just, DM'd different directors and cinematographers on Instagram, some from, the We Are Made in Her Image film program. I have mentors, Aaron Wesley, who's a cinematographer who's working with Ava DuVernay, and Deja Harrell, who you recommended to me, who is now one of the writers for your Netflix show Family Reunion. She's helping me with script writing. And so I was able to gather so many mentors, and from there, it's just been skyrocketing. And I've, gathered so many great clients and been in collaboration with a lot of the girls on this panel, and it's just been really awesome. And that's how I started my business.
Fantastic. Who next? Talk to us, please, Avery.
Okay, so it all initially started really weird. So I got in trouble, actually, the way that this all started, which I find so funny. But I had gotten in trouble, been on my phone too much, talking to my friends too much, and my mom decided, you know what? Let's just take a break from that. So I started writing, and overall, I was really bored, but I had been writing for a long time, just never actually screenwriting. And I had done it for the first time, and I had unlocked a passion that I had no clue was there. So I ended up creating my very own short film, and I entered it into a film festival. And ever since then, I feel like things have skyrocketed since there. And I decided to create my production company, Inspired Melanin. And ever since then, I have just continued growing. I have been able to work with my parents. My parents, they are the Inspired Melanin employees, as I would say. And ever since then, we've just grown together. Google has been our best friend in this process. We were able to hire an attorney just to make sure that everything was legally protected. And I was also able to create Mocha Rights, which is a legal entity that I created to be able to hold all of my writings under. So if I ever want to sell screenplays or I want to sell my scripts, and afterwards I'll be legally prepared. And that's something that I had no clue that I even knew that I needed to do. So just being able to do a lot of different things. I created my own website. I was able to do lots of other different projects as well. I now have my virtual talk show, Kingdom Talk Show, that I host and I do under that. And now I actually am working on a documentary that I actually asked Madison to work on with me. And it's just, I feel like it's just girl bosses coming together and just being able to work together is what truly allows us to be able to move forward. And I feel like I've truly had that with this process of me moving forward with my business. So overall, there were a lot of steps that were taken into it, that's for sure. There was a lot of stuff that was going on, and just taking more classes to be able to become more knowledgeable on what I'm trying to do. And overall, just putting all those resources that I have together to just be able to create something beautiful. And it's been thanks to the help of a lot of other people.
Excellent. Excellent. Please, Amila, share with us about your journey.
Yes, and I'm going to need some tips because I'm a writer and actor myself, Miss Avery. But how I came up with my business, I guess, it all started from a jar. And my family, my village, I started making products for them. And one of my cousins was like, hey, Miley, you want to start selling this? I'm like, maybe. And I was so focused on when I grow up, I want to be an actor. That's all I wanted to be. And then I realized I could be a multifaceted individual. So one day I got an email from one of my mentors from Top Teens of America sending me information about a biz camp. And that's when I was like, okay, God is staring right at me. Let me hop in and let me go do this. And that's really what pushed me forward. And that's when I've been working on my business for over a year now, and I launched 6 months ago. So, those were really the steps I took. And, there'll be moments when you feel like, you're under some pressure, but just think about how passionate you are about it. Because even in the midst of weeds, you will still grow.
Mm. Mm. I heard that.
That's an awesome saying. I love that. I love that.
Anybody else want to talk about their process and how difficult or easy it was? Talk to us, Journey.
Okay, so overall, the process was difficult. At first, it was just me and my mom trying to figure a lot of things out, and my mom was busy, and I had school, so it took a team to actually kick it off. And my team is very supportive, loving, very honest, and it's very cohesive. And we piggyback off of each other and help each other out. And once me and my team started working together and bonding, we started reaching out to influencers, and we started, coming up with ideas to, sales, the way we want to drop things, shipping, all that good stuff, marketing. It just came together, and we started doing IG lives, and we started posting more, and now the Journey collection is growing, and it's just amazing to see, my business. I started at like 13, but I had to take my time to grow into myself, grow into my business, so I could be ready for something, so I could be ready for my team, ready for the future, and ready for what God had in store. So once I just jumped in, the Journey collection, what it is now.
Okay. Lauren, Jade, talk to us about your process, how this came about.
My process, I can say, was a little difficult because my polish is not like your average OPI SE polish. I did a lot of research on what's in their products and how I want to separate it. So my products are vegan. They are 7-free, which means that it's free all the like toxic chemicals that, some are like formaldehyde, paint thinner and stuff like that and things like that. So it took a long process in me finding the right company that I wanted to manufacture my products. Then it came to color selection. And that was like, I think the most difficult part, because you have to find colors that people can love and fall in love with when they first see them. So I had a lot of help from my aunt and my mom with that, because, I wanted my colors to reach out to different age groups, not just specific to just one. But I think that was the most difficult part. And then having to figure out the business side of things, because it's fun to have the creative side down packed. But when you have to get into the business side of things, I think that was the most daunting part, because now I have to register my business. It's just a lot of man work, I think. And you have to put your mind. And so I had to work on balancing myself with that and having the creative side in balance as well. But overall, it was a process and figuring things out and figuring how I wanted my brand to be presented, how I wanted it to align with myself. I had to figure out how I wanted to do that. So it was overall a good process, and I'm happy I went through it because I learned a lot about myself during it as well. So
now let me ask you, and then the other girls, some of you have businesses that are more organically based in terms of, oh, I'm a writer and I don't have to pay anything to write or to edit somebody's film. But what about you who are manufacturing? Was this a really expensive prospect?
Can I go?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Okay. It's a very expensive process. The process that I went through, I talked to my mom, and she didn't want me to just she didn't gift it to me. So I had to work hard for it. I worked for her to earn the money to get it through, the startup fee, basically. It was a very expensive process. But it wasn't like, I don't know how to explain it, but it was a very expensive process, but it was worth it because it sets me apart from other brands like myself. It was just a lot. But I value it more because I worked for it, so I understand, I respect my money now with this. When I had to work for it, I respect my money a lot more. When I get sales, I'm like, let me put this in my savings account. Let me not touch it, because I didn't realize how expensive it was to be a business owner. Like, you're paying for shipping, you're paying for
everything,
make sure I'm ordering stuff, my supplies. So it's a very expensive process being a business owner, but it's all worth it in the end when you have a goal in mind. So it's not something that I devalue. I love my job. I appreciate it. So yeah, it was a very expensive process with manufacturing. And then with COVID, delays. So then I have to figure out ways to put out more stuff so my customers are happy. So, yeah.
Understood. Anybody else have a comment on that? Amila?
Well, for me, I got investments from there was a biz camp I was in, and then I was also part of a social justice academy that was teaching me business, teaching me all the behind the scenes and money and everything. So once I completed those programs, I got investments. But yes, it is expensive. But one thing that you have to remember if you want your business to be successful, you never want what you spend to exceed your revenue. So just remember that you don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen at all. So make sure you are active to get those investments and get those opportunities. Not everybody has, things being, handed to them. So work for it and don't be afraid to do that.
Fantastic. What about you, Journey?
The manufacturing process was very challenging. It was challenging to find, the right hoodie, the right texture, the right colors, and the pricing was kind of high, especially for embroidery. Starting out with the hoodies, it was challenging to find the right price to be able to be able to make a deal with your manufacturers, the people who do the embroidery. So it took us a minute to try to find the perfect thing. So we used everything we've had. We took investments. I had to use some of my acting money. Her husband was generous enough to donate me $1,000 for the Journey collection. So I would say definitely take advantage of your investments and always stay wise when it comes to your pricing, because you never want to have so much to where it just sits. You want to be able to sell your things and make sure you're profiting off of your products.
Sounds good. So here's a question I'm curious about. If you guys could share what mistakes you may have made, things you would do differently now, etc. And just sort of in the process. I know it's rarely that you're going to do it perfectly the first time. See, I saw you, Avery.
Oh, sorry, I had a little trouble unmuting there. But I feel when I first started Inspired Melanin, none of my family, none of us have ever started a production company before. So we had absolutely no clue what we were doing. And I would say, in terms of all the fees that you had to pay, like for instance, it was initially an LLC, so how to be able to do that, just knowing and finding the proper research to be able to do all of that was very difficult at first. I would also say that my time management skills were not initially the best at the time, because at the same time that Inspired Melanin was founded and created was also the same time that I was actually working on a pilot episode that I was trying to do. And COVID hit, so that kind of ended up being like, not being able to work out so well. But my time management was not the best that it could be. And I can say thanks to this quarantine period and doing more work and learning even more about the proper way to be able to handle everything, I would say that everything has just been going a lot smoother. Meetings have been going a lot smoother. Work has been going a lot smoother. And just being able to manage, of course, my normal teenage life with at the same time balance and work. Because at the end of the day, that can be hard. We're youth still. We want to be able to interact with our friends, but at the same time prioritize what we love. And I wouldn't even call it work as much as pursuing what I love, because that is what I'm doing. So overall, there were a lot of challenges that came with it, working with my parents. I mean, at the end of the day, they're my parents, but at the same time, they work for the company. So it's trying to find that perfect balance. But overall, there were a lot of mistakes, and mistakes are just a part of the process. And once you figure out what you're doing, figure out everything financially, figure out everything just in terms of time management, specifically with what I'm trying to do, I feel like you will be able to move forward in a smooth path. It's just part of the process. So you'll be able to overcome them, and you'll be dealing with a lot more. So just know that they're coming, and know how to not beat up on yourself about it, that they're going to happen.
Cool. What about you, Journey?
I feel like some of my challenges in the beginning were most definitely understanding my why and understanding why I started the Journey Collection. You know, being a high school student, still being influenced by social media on certain days, it was hard for me to stick with the message of, you know, being different, because sometimes for me it was like, you know, what is this? So
Mhm.
I let other people's opinions and what other people had to say get in the way of my vision, which is, you know, amazing. Being different is being
That's
you,
right.
being loving who you are. And
That's
some other
right.
issues, I made some mistakes when it came to production. I started out with embroidery, which is very expensive. So I feel like, you know, when you want to start something, you start small and you
Mm.
start with bits and pieces, and then you can grow as you move along with production and ideas and what you want to do.
Great advice. Anybody else? Please, Addison.
Yeah, I would like to go. I would say an issue that I dealt with, and honestly, I'm still dealing with, but I'm, of course, getting better at, is speaking up for myself and not letting others, control the narrative.
Mm.
Um, Director's Eye is my business, so I can't let others'
Yes, you.
opinions or what other people feel affect how I do my work. I might be on, a call or working in collaboration with someone, and I might let them run the whole show without being able to speak up for myself and express my opinions. And I feel seeing how that has happened, it has, caused me to realize how those certain opportunities can slip away. So
Mm.
speaking up for yourself can get you in certain rooms, can get you on this girl boss panel, can get you certain mentors, can just help you get to certain successes you want to be at. And I feel like the more and more I grow with helping with getting better at that mistake that I used to do a lot, it's shown me that I can be successful. Networking is what gets you success, probably. Like when you have certain mentors, those mentors can recommend you to others, and those people can put you in certain rooms, on certain sets with certain films. Like networking and speaking up for yourself and showing that you're worth being in that room is what matters. So just making sure that I speak up for myself is something that I'm definitely working on now.
Fantastic. Lauren J., talk to us, girl.
Um, my biggest challenge or mistake would be proper time management. I wasn't able to balance school and work easily how I wanted to with, because when you're a CEO and you're a one woman show, you're marketing, your production, you're everything. So I had to balance, taking product photos and doing assignments. And at some point, school was riding me. So I had to, put it on the back, learn how to balance that in a sense. And it's
Right.
stressful when you're a high school student and you're going, and I'm in my junior year. So this is one of my most stressful years right now. So I'm balancing, SATs and things like that. So I've had to learn to schedule, and I'm not really a planner. So with having a business, I've had to plan my life now. If I don't know if that makes sense, but
Yeah.
I've had to plan. So this business has shown me that planning is the way to have a nice balanced life so you can be happy. Because at some point it gets stressful and you're wondering like, why am I doing this? Like it's an overworking job. So yeah, proper time management has been my thing.
It's funny. A lot of people, when you go to college, is when people start talking to you about time management. So just think how you guys are ahead of the game, because you're teaching it to yourselves. Did anybody else want to talk about mistakes that talk to us, Amila?
I would say time management for me as well. And I would also say, because with the time management, I would either work on something with with my business for hours, or there would be days where I'm like, how am I going to work this in? So, and then another thing would be getting discouraged by seeing others. I'm like, I'm not there yet. But I'm like, wait, you're growing. You're going to get there. And also getting down in the dumps when I didn't receive the support that I thought I would. But then I realized everything comes in time. So that
That's right.
one thing that I would probably do differently is, I don't even know if I could have just manage my time, and also keep that confidence and know that it'll happen in time.
Fantastic. Lavana, we had a question that popped up.
You know what we did? We have had a couple of questions and we're able to take it down because these ladies are flowing so great with everything. You're addressing a lot of the comments or the questions that are coming in. One of the questions was about your mentors and the type of role that they played in your success and where you are now.
I think that's great. And can I tag on to that as you are answering how you found these mentors, how you got them to be your mentors? Go ahead,
Awesome.
Addison.
Wow. Mentors is literally like what helps you grow your business. I have so many mentors for certain things that I need help with in filmmaking. I have mentors for writing. I have mentors just for like documentary films, feature films, short films. Like those type of people are who you go to get advice to grow in your career. Definitely one of my mentors, Erin Wesley, I met her through Instagram. She is one of the people through the mentors through the We Are Made in Her Image program. And so, one day we were kind of scrolling on Instagram and we saw this organization called We Are Made in Her Image, which pretty much focuses on helping young women filmmakers become successful. So my mom and I, we decided to DM her, and she just was so open to helping that we've been working together for about 3-4 months, and she's helped me learn about cameras, learn about the certain settings to have like that. She as a mentor has really helped me learn more about the camera aspect of filmmaking. On the other hand, I also want to do writing with my filmmaking. So you, Miss Meg, you you helped me meet my mentor Deja Harrell, who is one of the Netflix writers for your show Family Reunion, and she pretty much got me together with writing for film. I didn't know anything about writing for film. I didn't know how I was just supposed to go about that. I just knew that I had to write and type. But she helped me, she found a software for me to use to write scripts. She helped me learn about, the certain ways you have to type it, how to tell a story, how to not be so wordy in your script writing, and how to, tell a great story. So I feel like certain mentors like them. And then I also have a mentor, John Siskel, who is the nephew of Gene Siskel, the famous movie critic. He's helped me, learn more about, documentary films and, what to do as a director and things like that. And I met him through watching one of his films, and my mom had a network connection. Networks really matter, with one of her friends, and she was able to connect me with him. Like certain things like that, and the mentors that I have, the network connections, and the way that I found them is what got me to the success that I'm at right now. So mentors are everything.
Excellent. I thought I saw Avery. Then I'll go to you, Journey.
Yes. So first off, it's so funny because me and Addison, it's just like that connection is there because we have so many of like the same mentors. It's just so interesting. But I truly do agree that mentors, and we're in an age of social media, so you can truly reach out to whoever you want, do that research to possibly, and you never know what type of mentorship, whatever type of connection that you can make. So in terms of some mentors that I have, fantastic Ruby Lane, she was one of the people that helped me get started with this process in the first place. Samuel Wright from Destiny Film and Media. Then afterwards, there's Malachi from Made in Her Image, and there's also Trajan Dunkley from Made in Her Image. I started that program back in spring of 2020 when quarantine first happened, and I was just able to learn a lot, taking a lot of different workshops. And then also Deja Harrell, who you also forwarded me to. I don't even know the right word that I should use for that.
Just connected you.
You connected me with. And overall, she's been such a huge help with all of my different writing, being able to help me with my outlining, because that was something that I was struggling with very much. So she was able to help me a lot with that. And overall, lots of different producers. I feel like just being able to create those connections is something that'll be able to not only just help you get to where you want to go, but also just be able to learn more. Because I feel like as knowledgeable as you can be, someone will want to work with someone that has as much knowledge as possible, and at the same time be willing to hear other people's ideas, just being willing to be open, and at the same time just having a strong connection So I find mentors as a fantastic thing, just having mentors in different types of fields, just because one, they're really nice people. Like anyone that wants to mentor you, they want to be able to speak with you for a reason, and they have your best interest at heart, really. So overall, I find having mentors as a really important thing. And then also at the same time, being able to create a connection and learn more about the type of field that you're trying to go to, or even just get some information, get some knowledge. It'll help you in collaboration. It just overall will open a lot of doors for you, but at the same time will help you create that circle that'll be like your support group and help you meet a lot of different people. And it just overall, it's a really warm and welcoming feeling. And it overall, it's really helpful. So I most definitely say use social media, use all of the technology that we have at our fingertips to be able to reach out to as many people as possible, because without that, I don't even think that I would be at the place that I'm at. I don't even think I would have the mentors that I have. I don't even think that I would have the friends that I have through social media. I've met a lot of young people as well, and they're fantastic too, like you guys. So yeah, it's a lot, but at the same time, get those mentors. They're so helpful.
Excellent. And what about you, Journey?
My mom, for the most part, was my mentor. She was my biggest, support system. And she helped me to know that you have to keep going in order to live up to your own image, to the best version of yourself. But when it comes to self-growth, I just had to keep myself inspired. I had to keep looking at people, I loved who they were. Like, for example, Kendrick Lamar is one of my icons. I look up to him. And Rihanna, the way she runs her business, I see how these people move, how they run their businesses, and it inspires me to push harder, to work, to work harder, to become yourself and put yourself into your business, because that's the only way that people are going to be able to relate to it. If you make something that is coming straight from you, straight from the heart, and you love it, you love what you do. And so, yeah, I just had to keep myself inspired and kept myself going through the hardest times.
Excellent. Excellent. Talk to us, Amila.
I couldn't find the mute button for a second right there. But mentors, I have had and still have a lot of mentors, and it's such a privilege to have a mentor. As stemming from my first mentor was from Top Teams of America, which I still am in heavily contact with her, and just having mentors in diverse areas is what I benefited most from. I have mentors in the business realm and mentors that are mentoring me just to be, a better woman, and in several realms, and even mentors that I'm not even that close with, but I watched what they're doing, and that just helps me and helps mold me. So we all need to have a mentor. Get a mentor, and don't be discouraged by the individuals that you thought would be there for you and ended up not being there. You will find the mentor for you that has time for you. And yeah.
Great advice. Great advice.
Awesome.
Lauren,
Actually, I realized I was on mute a minute ago, but I was going to say, Journey, excellent, Amila.
is Amila hearing us?
I think it
Oh,
might be.
we may have lost her connection.
Okay. Lauren, were you about to speak?
Yes.
Awesome.
I was gonna say I relate to Journey in a sense. My mom is my mentor, has been my mentor during this process. When
I know, and I'm frozen.
Still frozen, Amila.
But I thought we heard her.
I
It's
did
almost like it's
too.
repeating.
Yeah, we heard her. I heard her.
I think she might be a little delayed.
I think it's a lag, so it like shows her moving, but she's not actually talking at that very exact moment. Technology.
Right.
Perfect. Lauren, please. We cut you off, Lauren Jade.
I relate, as I was saying, I relate to Journey in the sense my mom is my mentor. She's been my support system throughout this process. When I've had times to where I just want to end it all, like, business wise, like I'm done. I can't handle this. She's like, you have to keep going. Everything takes time. It's a process. It's not going to be automatic. And I think that was something that I came into thinking that when I start my company, it's going to be like, I'm going to get customers, it's going to be real simple, easy. But she's been there for me in a sense to where I can go to her if I need help with how to market this product, or if I need a connection to this manufacturer. So she's been really helpful in the business and just being my support system. So when I can lean on when I need to.
Awesome. Just getting some positive comments being made. I have a question for you ladies. I want to know how you handle an unhappy customer. If you've had that experience and what to do. Journey, and then Lauren Jade, please.
I have experienced an unhappy customer due to manufacturing delays. During COVID, when I was shipping out orders, I remember that through Squarespace, sometimes the orders wouldn't go through. So people would order in January and it'd be December and they're like, no order. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. So I send in, get on my computer, send my little email. Hey, sorry for the delay. And I try to be as sincere because I know that that's somebody's money. And I know how I would feel if I paid a certain price and I didn't get my stuff. So I try to be as sincere as I can, send the email. And sometimes I throw in a little mask or another t-shirt just so they know I'm truly sorry. And so they know I'm proactive, because that's the number one thing with being a businesswoman. You have to be proactive and remember that you have people relying on you. They're giving you your information, your money, so you have to keep them protected and also make sure that they can trust you as a business, as a company, as a, whatever it is. So yeah, that's how I handled it.
Great. That's great. Lauren Jade?
What I do when it comes to like an unhappy customer, I always try to, like Journey said, proper communication, because I understand how difficult it may be for somebody to part with their money. Because, so I try to be understanding, and I always, like she said, I always throw in like a free polish, to compensate them, because if they waited too long, I always try to compensate them in some way, or they get like a free gift code, because, it's just a nice, generous way of saying, I appreciate your support. So the fact that they're even supporting me, I enjoy it. And if they're unhappy, I always try to compensate them in some way. So proper communication and compensation is for me.
Awesome. Anybody else? Addison?
Now, as of right now, I haven't had any unhappy customers, but I have had a customer who has had like a couple edits that they would like to make with the product that they've been provided. And when they do that, I make sure, to send them an email so I get clarification on what they want for their project. And I make sure that I complete it in a certain amount of time, with care and efficiency, just to make sure that it's the product that they want and the product that they paid for. I feel like, clients are the people that are helping make your business successful. So you have to give them that same energy back. So I feel if I make sure that I get their product and their video to to the best of my ability, then they'll refer me to others and talk about how great my customer service was, and that will give me more clients. So I feel like just great customer service is always key when running your own business, because that can give you even more success.
Absolutely. Talk to us, Amila.
Okay, hopefully I've come back from the evil land of Frozelandia. But how I handle a angry customer, I say nobody's ever come at me like with some anger, but I know in my heart that they're inconvenienced, because I myself am a fiend when my package comes and how fast it gets to me. So I've always sent them a nice email, let them know what issues and why the delay is occurring. I'll give them a percentage off, after I check my stats and see if I'm prepared for that.
Okay.
That's what I do. Yeah, that's what I do. I just am thankful to have to be in a space where I know how to handle that, and it's important to know how to do that with grace and not attitude.
Absolutely. Avery?
Yes. So first off, I just want to give props to all of you guys, especially during COVID. I can only imagine how difficult it is to try and get all of those orders to people with these crazy packages, everything. I mean, like I know I'm getting my packages really late, and I'm extend some grace as the customer to all of those entrepreneurs that are having to do that. So first off, props to you guys. That takes a lot of time, efficiency, and patience. And personally, for me, considering not so customers, but one thing I can relate to on this is for my talk show, Kingdom Talk Show, that is produced under my production company. I have guests on every week. So my main thing is trying to make sure that they're satisfied with the results, because overall they're trying to come on the show to be able to promote what they're doing, whether or not they're trying to promote their career or promote a certain product that they have. And I want to make sure that they are being able to do and give the best performance that they can to be able to promote it so the audience will want to go and get it. And sometimes I will have to deal with people that may be like unhappy with like the timing or something, or if it has to do with a technical issue, and that's something that I unfortunately sometimes can't even control, or if it has to do with a audience, well, not an audience member, but a guest being shy or camera shy, and trying to make sure that they are able to do it to the best of their ability, because I want everyone to succeed. I want everyone to thrive. I don't believe in competition, even though it's there. I just am not a person that wants to get into it at all, because I want everyone to succeed. So overall, when it comes to dealing with that, just making sure that I can give some sort of apology if it's something wrong on my part, and just making sure that I'll go back, I'll promote them as much as I can, like to the best of my ability, make sure that their names are heard with what they're doing. I just want everyone to succeed overall. So I just do the very best that I can, and overall just like, do it. Go out there and do it and try and do the best that I can.
Excellent. Excellent. Wow. I would love for each of you to sort of express, what does being an entrepreneur mean to you? What let me not put words in your mouth. What does being an entrepreneur mean to you? Who wants to go? Looks like Journey. Okay.
Okay. Being an entrepreneur for me has been my breakthrough of becoming myself. When I started the Journey Collection, I was scared. I was scared of everyone's opinions. I was scared of what my friend at school would say. Because even though you should be the one who validates yourself, people allow other people's opinions, other people's words to either make them do something or crush them. So for me, it was my chance of actually doing something that was for me and that came from me, and something that I was like, yo, I'm doing this, and it don't matter if you don't like it, because it's my chance to show people who I really am. And then doing something I love, making a hoodie, making clothes. Like, I'm a little fashionista, so I like putting stuff together. I like, I'm very aesthetic with my stuff. So it was my chance to just, jump into who I was. And that's what I want, anybody who's out there trying to be an entrepreneur, do what they want to do, and do it. Please do it, and do not think twice. Those second thoughts, they stop you from becoming great. You have to just put yourself out there, because somebody's going to be impacted in the way they should be. Somebody will love it. So yeah, it was my little breakthrough.
Excellent. Let's go with Amila.
For me, being an entrepreneur, I would explain it as something like you're a gardener and you give attention to the pain points you see in your garden. So being an entrepreneur for me is being a helper, is being a server, an aid to society in many ways, because my brand is bigger than hair. We want to improve media representation of minorities and aid social justice and the whole A to Z. So that's what it means to me. Being a gardener, and I realized when I started my business, um, I I achieved more confidence. Like Journey was saying, like it is so weird how my confidence level just went boom, like it just went up. I was like, what? I was acting better. I was writing better. Everything was great. Everything is great. That really being a motivational, confident gardener. That's what I'd say. Tending and feeding and serving. Yep.
Love it.
Awesome. Love that.
Addison?
Well, I would honestly say starting this business has helped me feel comfortable in expressing myself, feel comfortable in being creative and being weird. There's many people that haven't always been on board with the passion that I want to do or the things that I want to pursue, and this business has helped me show them like, oh, I can do it. I don't have to wait for your approval. This can be something that I start on my own, and I can show you how successful I can be. I feel like this has helped me feel comfortable in my own skin. It has helped me express emotions that I might have bottled up inside of me through film, writing, videos. Like it's really helped me be more creative and to become confident in myself and to show the world how creative I can really be. Many people might see, some of the things I do is like, what are you doing? Like, that's weird, or, that's not the trend. Well, I'm not doing the trend. I'm doing me and I'm being myself, and I
Exactly.
don't have to follow your norms. So I feel like my business has really helped me find that out and find that in myself, that I can be a girl boss amongst all these other girl bosses and just be successful in who I am and in my own skin.
Fantastic. Anybody else? Okay, Lauren Jade, what almost forgot the question. What does being an entrepreneur mean to you?
Um, Becoming an entrepreneur meant being independent for me, and I think that was the biggest thing for me. Um, you're relying on yourself in a sense. You because it's when this is your own thing, this is your own path, so you carve it out on your own. So me being an entrepreneur, it meant that I had to become independent on myself. And yes, I have support, but the final say so is mine. So it meant coming to my own independence and also figuring out myself as a whole too, because you're going through a journey of learning your own confidence. Like you have to give yourself that confidence to start a company and put yourself out there. I'm a really, I guess, an introvert. So me being the forefront of something meant that everybody's going to see my face, and it comes with like a lot of like self-doubt in a sense for me. I wasn't sure of what I wanted to do, how people would perceive it. And I think that was my biggest thing, people's perception of my business and myself as a whole, because my business represents myself. So I've had to overcome, becoming being more extroverted in a sense, and just becoming more independent upon myself. And yeah.
Totally get that. That's great.
I love hearing Lauren Jade say that she was more of an introvert. So
Hmm.
that's helping students who are out there and they're thinking, I don't want to be in front of the camera or in front of
And
anything,
grown
but
folks are like that, a lot of
exactly. I see a lot of great comments in the chat from adults who are saying this is helping not only the youth, but this is helping adults. There are comments in the chat about the way you ladies respond to your customers and your responsiveness, and that there are some adult businesses that aren't doing that. So there's a lot of good love for you all coming through here in the chat. But I
fantastic.
like the fact that you shared that, Lauren J. That's really is helping, students out there. There's helping someone out there to know, you can still do this. You can still put your personality forward, even if it is a little bit more introverted. So awesome, awesome comments. Thank you all so very much, Mick.
Avery, tell us what does being an entrepreneur mean to you?
Yes, so being an entrepreneur to me means a lot of things. The first thing that it means is being able to use my passion. My passion is what God kind of put me on this earth to be able to do, to spread the message that He wants me to spread. And I feel like through my passion, I've been able to do that and will continue to do that. I feel like being an entrepreneur, it means pursuing the thing that you love. Once again, like I said earlier, I don't see it as work, but I see it as pursuing the thing that I love. And I feel like any person that wants to become an entrepreneur should learn that, not be like doing it to make money, but doing it to be able to spread a certain message, to be able to do what you love. I feel like all of these other wonderful ladies, I've been able to gain more self-confidence. I was confident before, but now it's at another level where I'm not afraid to be able to do what I was put on this earth to be able to do. And I also feel just using your gifts to make the world a better place is what truly being an entrepreneur is all about. And just being able to do what you love and turn it into a platform. All of that just together is truly the meaning of being an entrepreneur for me. And I wouldn't exchange that for the world. I feel like any person that wants to be an entrepreneur needs to know those things. So just what I said, and also combining what all these other wonderful young girl bosses said, you're never too young, and just go for it.
That's excellent. You kind of guided me into my final question for you, which is, do you have any advice? What advice would you give to another person? I'm going to particularly say another young person who thinks, I kind of want to do this, but what would you tell them to think about or advise them to do if they're going to try to embark on an entrepreneurial career, especially in their teens? Addison.
I would say just go for it. Don't, follow the norms of what some people in our age group or in our generation might be doing. There's a lot of people that, have talent but don't show it to the world, but you can. And, you can start your own business. You don't have to let your friends or let your other classmates or people that don't believe in you peer pressure you into doing other things. Follow your passion. Be yourself. Do your own thing and be different. Like Journey said, it's okay to be different. It's cool to be different. And what makes you different is what makes you different is how you become successful. What makes you different from others, what makes you stand out is how you can become successful. You just need to show the world how different you can be and what you have to offer, and they'll accept you. But you just have to go out and do it.
Fantastic. Lauren J.
I think my advice would be perseverance. There's going to be times to where it's going to be very difficult, to where you're going to want to cry. You're going to be a little frustrated. And there's also going to be times where you're happy, but the times that are difficult kind of make you really question your journey. Like, do I want to do this? Is this like my path? Is this what I'm being guided to do? So when you're perseverant, you're going to have that courage to, I'm going to have hard times, but you're comfortable with it. You know that it comes with growth, because right after that, a blessing is going to come in, and you're going to be rewarded for your effort and pushing through those hard times. So perseverance is the biggest thing that I feel like is very important to have as a business owner. So if you want to go into that entrepreneurial field, I suggest that you have perseverance and you have the strength to keep going. So be my advice.
Excellent. Excellent. Anybody else? Avery?
Journey.
Oh, Journey. Got Journey? Go ahead, Journey.
Okay, I'm gonna go. All right.
Right.
So for anyone who wants to do anything, I would say do the unthinkable. Do what feels impossible, because those are the things that are meant to be. That's your destiny. The things that you look at and you're like, oh, I can't do that. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And I would also say trust the process, because the process, it could take you down, up, all over the place, but it's growth. It's making you strong. It's making you. It's making you become the best version of yourself. And that is when it comes to doing the unthinkable. If you think you can't hit a point, think you can make yourself believe that you can hit a point. It's all about belief and trusting yourself, trusting your instincts, trusting who you are, and not being afraid. Be unapologetic with anything you do, because nobody can tell you you're wrong. Who's gonna tell me I'm wrong for telling people to be different? What? It's like whatever your message is, it's going to prevail if you believe and if you trust in it. So always do you. Stay true to who you are, and people will see it.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah.
Avery.
Yes, first off, I agree with all of you ladies. Yes, Lauren, with the perseverance journey, do you? Yes, that is 1000% something that every person that wants to be an entrepreneur needs to know. And specifically for young people, I know for me, I was really afraid initially. that I wouldn't even be able to do what I wanted to do just because I was young. And that's the main thing that I want to be able to show specifically young people, that even though you're young, there's nothing fully stopping you from achieving that dream in some way. Like, always reach for the highest height that there is. Don't let anyone stop you. If you know for a fact what you want to do, if you have pure intentions with it, because I feel another thing is if you're just doing it to try and make money, and you're not doing it because you truly enjoy it, then afterwards you're going to be unhappy doing it, and it isn't worth doing because it's not going to sit right with your spirit. But at the end of the day, do what makes you happy and do it to the fullest extent that you can. Run your own race. Hard work and professionalism, it'll get you to where you want to go. Everyone has their gifts, so let your light shine, and also give others the permission to do the same, if that makes sense. So I would say, just in including everything that I said, go for it. Make sure that your intentions are pure, and make sure that you're doing it because you love it. Because if not, you're going to have a hard time.
Oh, Amila, perfect timing. Amila,
I'm working now?
I'm
working now. What?
Okay.
Yay.
Yes, I do. Okay. Let me be quick. Okay, I'm the queen of metaphors. So go for it. Absolutely go for it. Okay, like Nipsey said, life is everything. It's a marathon. Okay, there are so many lanes when you go to that track. So many lanes. Just go for it. If you have another business in the back of your mind, but you're like, let me just go ahead and start this one now. You are building your empire. Go for it. You guys can DM me on Instagram if you need a little motivation, because I will be there for any girl, boy, anything, everyone. I love to be a service to anybody and everybody. Bingo, done. Go for it.
fantastic. Ladies, I don't know who couldn't be inspired. I'm just so proud of you, and it just makes me feel so good to see this next generation knowing that you are our leaders. I feel like the future is in good hands. Thank you so much for sharing with us. I just appreciate you so much. Lavana, will you wrap us up?
I sure will. I'm telling you, the chat the comments have been insane. You are inspiring so many people. Ladies, gentlemen, I'm seeing everyone. I think we're trying to put a couple more of the comments up for you all to enjoy them as well. We've got even some hashtags going from things that you all have shared tonight. I think someone called this Girl Boss University. So that they're taking notes here. So I love that you all took the time to share with Inland Valley Alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority tonight. It's very important to us that we are sharing this type of information and platform out to our communities, and we're excited that we were able to do this on such a global platform. It's something that will be able to be saved, retained, because we are recording and as well as going live tonight. So thank you all. Please make sure that you take the time to place in the chat your business information, your links, so that we can get directly to you, as well as we want to order products, right? We've heard all about the great CEO and founders of these businesses. We want to make sure that we can reach out to you and take advantage of your products and your services. So if you and your team would please grace us by putting your contact information in the chat, we would appreciate it. Thank you again for spending your time with us this evening. Girl bosses, I'm telling you, you all are authentic Black girl magic. We love you. Thank you so much. Let us know in the future if there are anything that Inland Valley Alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated can do to help you.